There we go. All right, boom, we got it. User error there. Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Patty, how's it going? You're listening. What are you harvesting today? Man, I'm going to go out to the garden a little later and check on my peppers and see how they're doing. I have some peppers. I can't remember what they're called, but they're the paprika peppers. Gonna hopefully get to dehydrate those and make our own paprika. Hola, Jovita, ¿cómo estás? Thanks for popping in. Can you guys hear me okay? Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Hey, Elizabeth, how's it going? Hey, it was really great to finally meet you in person. Sorry we didn't get to really hang out. I was just kind of running around with Anna quite a bit and Joyce. So gets kind of crazy at those things. So run into to sessions and all that fun stuff. Hey, Anna, how's it going? Speaking of, there's one of the ladies I was running around with at the Ozarks Festival. Jovita, how have things been going? I hope you're well. Yay, all right, that's awesome. Good to hear, Elizabeth. That's awesome. It's been a while since I've had a live, so not sure how many people are going to pop in, but I appreciate you guys stopping in. Yeah, it was a really great time, Anna. I did really enjoy getting to meet you and hang out and just kind of get to know you a little bit more. I'm really excited about Virginia. I know you're going to be there, so I think that's going to be a blast to hang out a little bit again. I've got several friends that are going to that. I'm sure you've got a friend crew that's going as well. So I think you're friends with Tangi, I believe. I think they were there last year. I got to meet them there, her and her husband, Jack. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We've got the whole crew going this time, my husband and the two girls. So we're all going to go get some homestead learning on and build community. You know, that's what we're doing here. But yeah, and it's been a long day. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long week. Oh, getting ready for a big weekend too. Hey, Dee's Homestead, how's it going? Oh, there's Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. She's practically a neighbor. I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed the Homesteading Expo. Yeah, it was good to see you there. I wasn't expecting to see you. Anna, do you have any fun like ferments going on right now? I saw you just premiered a video a little bit ago. I didn't get to watch it yet, so I'll have to catch it after this and get caught up on that. But yeah, I think you were going to be making some crepes. Is that right? From some of the discard. I think that's right. Hey there, Life Adventures in Keto. Ooh, you're making sourdough and some spicy pickles. Yum. That sounds awesome. I hope the feed is coming through okay. It's been a minute since we've done a live here. We've got some better internet now, so hopefully we don't have any issues with the feed today. But yeah. Rebecca, you just went up to Moberly. Oh, Willow Way Ranch. Oh, she's up in Moberly? I didn't know that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. 6 dozen chicken eggs from her. Oh man, that'd be awesome. Hi, Teresa. How's it going? I'm excited to see you next weekend. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So next week, I mentioned next weekend, we're actually going to go, or I'm going to the Heartland Homesteaders Picnic in Grand Rivers, Kentucky, which is just outside of Paducah, Kentucky. I think it's about, is that right, Teresa? 30 minutes east, kind of southeast of Paducah. I think that's right. It's only about an hour and a half from Nashville. And so that's why I'm going to be stopping in Nashville afterwards. So yeah, I'll be driving down there Sunday after our breakfast. So one of the fun things that I learned from going to my first picnic there in Kentucky is that most of the people kind of meet up and have breakfast at the little Cracker Barrel there by the hotel. And so it's kind of cool. Like everybody kind of gets to have a good hearty breakfast and say their farewells. So yeah, it was kind of nice to do that and get to hang out with folks. Hey Bruce, what's going on, man? It's good to see you, man. That's been a minute. Hey Barb. Yeah, like are you going to that crap, I cannot remember your name. Life Adventures in Keto. Can you remind me your name again? Again, it's been a minute since I've done lives, so I'm sure I'm getting forgetful with names. So I apologize for that. And Dee's Homestead, I cannot remember your name either. I'm being terrible. Sorry. But yeah, we've got a big weekend ahead, and a busy weekend. We're gonna do some fun stuff. I'll be sharing that in a video tomorrow, so that'll be good. But yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that picnic. Derek, that's right. Thank you so much for reminding me. Appreciate that. Derek from Dee's Homestead. I'll remember that from now on. But yeah, if anybody has any questions about the chickens that we've been raising, we're getting ready to harvest them. And man, that's been a really fun journey to share with you guys, and kind of share some of the questions that I had when I first got into raising Cornish cross chickens. They're kind of a unique animal, a weird animal. I'm sure any of you that have raised Cornish crosses know what I'm talking about. If there is a hashtag, I don't know. Teresa, do you know if there is a hashtag for that? Anna. Yeah, they can be pretty gross. Yeah, they sure can be. Thankfully, ours haven't been too bad. I've been moving the tractor pretty well to make sure to distribute a lot of that grossness, so it's not too terrible. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it, Rebecca. It's really cool. You guys check out Rebecca's new avatar. It's pretty neat. Got her little yarn. She was knitting when I was there, where we were at the Ozarks Homesteading Expo when we were. I think we grilled out that first night, that Friday night, and so I got to hang out with a bunch of folks. That was really cool. Eat some really good food too. Elizabeth said that when they process chickens, they freeze them in Ziploc freezer bags, but it looks cooler and is probably way better to use the hot water bath with bags. Yes. So Elizabeth, that is what we do. So typically when we'll do our butchering in one morning, and then the chickens get a nice like ice water bath in a big cooler, and they stay in there until the following morning. And the following morning we'll bag them up and do the shrink wrap bags, and then they go off to freezer camp. So yeah, that's the way that we learned how to do it. A lot of the videos that we've watched, kind of, when we were leading up to raising our first Cornish crosses, that's what we learned along the way. And so that's what we do. And it works out really well for us. So, but that's interesting. I didn't know that you used the Ziploc bags. I like the shrink wrap just because it there's less like plastic moving around and they're just kind of confined in their little pocket of goodness. So. The shrink wrapping, actually, oh wait, I wish I had brought it. I actually left it in the car. We just got our bags in today. So what you'll do is take your birds out of the ice bath and stick them in the bag. And there's a tube that comes with it that you insert into the cavity of the chicken. I'll be sharing this in the video when we do the harvesting. Just so, because a lot of people are going to have these questions too that are doing it for the first time. So you insert the tube into the cavity and then you do a zip tie and tighten it just enough to hold that tube and to let as much air out of that tube on its own. And then you'll dip it in the hot water. And then, of course, the bag shrinks around the chicken, kind of compressing and pushing all of that air out through the tube. And once that's done, you'll pull that tube out real quick and tighten that zip tie, and you're good to go. So it's actually, it sounds like a little bit more work, but it really isn't once you get going. So that's just a process that we've been using, and it works really well for us. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Yeah, Anna, I agree. I really do like the shrink wrap method. So again, because you're confining that chicken to a small space, so you're able to fit more chicken into your freezer. But yeah. Hey, Mimsy, how's it going? Gosh, it's been forever, girl. How are you doing? Wow. So Life Adventures in Keto. If you're asking if I'm on Instagram, yes, I am. You'll find me under the same, just do a search for my channel name. You'll find me easily there. But yeah. And if you're asking Teresa, I don't know if they're on Instagram. That's a great question. But I will be, I usually do the hashtags on Instagram, so I might do that too. So that would work there too. Glad. Okay, cool. Elizabeth, I'm glad that was helpful. Again, though, I'll be sharing a lot of that in the video for covering that butchering process. So hopefully explain that a little bit better and actually show you the bags and the whole process. And then kind of talk through like the temperatures that you want that water to sit at. So I know like when you're actually scalding the chickens, you want that at like 150 degrees temp. And then I can't remember what we wanted the shrink wrap bags, what that temperature is. But the bags will have that on them. So I can't remember off the top of my head. Hi, Cecilia. How are you doing? Thanks again, you guys, for stopping in. It's a really pretty sunny day, a little toasty today, but I think this is going to be one of the last like hot days of the summer. I know everybody's already kind of in that fall mindset, but even though it's technically not fall, but yeah. Speaking of fall, is anybody going to be growing a fall garden? I'm kind of excited. I'm going to be doing some greens and radishes here this weekend. Once we're done butchering, I'm going to go ahead and get some greens started and get some, I'm going to be doing 3 different varieties of radishes. So we're going to be doing some cherry bell, some daikon, which I'm really excited about growing. And then the French breakfast. I love the French breakfast. Those are like, the cherry bell and the French breakfast are like some of my favorite radishes to eat with Mexican food. So like tacos or on menudo or pozole. I probably could have used some of it in my my dinner tonight. So dinner tonight was delicious. Oh, Anna's starting seeds right now. See? Oh my goodness. Hey, Tori, there's my bestie, Naked Gardeners. Man, I wish you were coming to HOA with us. I would love to hang out with you, but I totally understand why you guys aren't going. But still another time. Maybe I'll see you in December, mid-December. Mimsy's got greens, garlic, carrots, English peas. Oh man. Oh, peas. That was the other thing I wanted to start. Yeah, peas. I love peas. I'm going to be doing some sugar snap and some Tom Thumb peas. So that'll be awesome. Oh, Derek's going to HOA. I forgot you guys were going to HOA. That's going to be so much fun. Yeah. I was just chatting with Ashley earlier about whether they were going or not. I knew she said they were kind of still up in the air about it, but she confirmed today that they are in fact going. So I am really excited to get to hang out. Oh, Sid. It's Sid. Little Marvel piece. Ooh, yum. On your way home. I hope work is going well, man. I really do. I'm so glad that we got to go to the Homestead Festival and hang out with you guys, with you and Tori and Chip and Nicole. That was so much fun. I'm so glad we got to do that. So Elizabeth, yeah, it took a little bit to get over that. Like, in fact, I'm at the point now when I read HOA, I automatically think of the Homesteaders of America conference. And so Yeah, because where I live, like we're out in the boonies, so there's no HOAs here. And we like moved away from all of that stuff. So we're done with that. We're done with that business. No, none of that. But yeah, I'm really excited about about going this year. um, I think I can't remember if my friend Don from Little Mountain Life is going to actually go to the conference, but he lives just outside of Front Royal, and so we're going to go hang out with him and his wife and two little girls. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, yeah, the drive is pretty. Yeah. I usually listen to audiobooks or podcasts when I'm like driving distance. So I also commute, um, every day to work, and so I've got about a total. I drive an hour per day, so about 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, and so I listen to some podcasts and audiobooks. If anybody has any good audiobook recommendations, that would be awesome. So my drive also includes, or my daughter is with me, so they have to be age appropriate. She's 14 years old, so we're not going to be listening to any like Game of Thrones or Outlander in the car. Yeah. Okay, Anna, that's you go do that. Have fun. I've got to do some of that after this. So yeah. What am I looking forward to about HOA this time? You know what? I'm looking forward. So last year I didn't get to really talk to the makers as much as I wanted to. I kind of stayed in my comfort zone and hung out with the vendors that I kind of knew, sort of. And then, my safe people. So, the YouTube friends that I've made along the way. Um, so I kind of played it safe, and mainly because it was just me and my daughter, and so I didn't want her to feel, uncomfortable or awkward. And so we usually kind of play it safe when it's just the two of us. But it's going to be all of us, and so the girls can actually hang out with their dad if I want to go do something on my own. And so one of the things I wanted to do this year was to actually get to talk to some of the makers, the folks that are actually making stuff, either from the food that they're growing or products that they're producing there on their homesteads. So I'm really excited about that and getting to maybe showcase them a little bit more in some recap videos of the event. And then, of course, like hanging out with my friends. Some of the speakers I'm interested in hearing from, but I'm finding more and more, like with some of these events, and the more that I learn, or the more I'm learning about growing food and raising the animals that we raise, that a lot of those talks are really geared more towards beginners. And so I'm not really a beginner. So at least not anymore in terms of like, chickens or ducks or, gardening or raising, Cornish crosses. And so a lot of the conversations or a lot of the sessions cover those types of things. So I'm excited about the sessions that are going to be covering things that I don't know or want to learn more about. And so I can't remember which ones those were, but I need to actually look. I'm really bad about this, but I usually don't look at the schedules until right when we're getting ready to go for that. And it's typically on the drive when we have breaks, and I can actually look at the schedule and plan out which ones I'm going to go to. So yeah. And then, in fact, last year, some of the workshops there was only one that I really wanted to go to, and that was the beekeeping one. But we're not going to be getting bees anytime soon. So I didn't want to, as much as I want to learn about beekeeping, I didn't want to take up the space from somebody who's actually going to be doing it. Either, that following spring or, later on in the year. And I'm not at that point. So yeah. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. I know it was kind of a long answer. Hi, Tina Ladybug. How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Teresa said that, oh, no. Let's see. Derek first. Usually walk around during the talks. I can always catch them when it comes available to members. Yeah, so if you're part of the membership, If you're a member of HOA, you also get access to those videos as well. So you can access them anytime all year long, which is actually kind of nice and convenient. But again, like I said, I usually just go to the ones that I'm really, really interested in, like try and get there early. I know last year they had some issues with the long lines of food and all of that, but that was mainly the first day. So we were able to kind of make some changes for the next day to make it a lot easier and, you know, the flow a lot more convenient for everybody. But yeah. And then Teresa said that she really likes Sow the Land as one of her favorite speakers. Jason is awesome. So I've been really fortunate to get to actually meet him and Lorraine and kind of get to know them a little bit more. I think it's just we had kind of an instant connection because we're both from Southern California. So we have a lot of like the same experiences, you know, with upbringing. And of course, Jason being a builder, I love to watch him build projects and get ideas for stuff that we're doing here or that things that we're going to build here. So, him. And then of course, you know, when it comes to build, like I love building too. And so we haven't had the opportunity to do that as much here in the last, you know, couple months. But it is something that we're going to be focusing on this winter as, you know, things kind of slow down on the homestead. Winter is kind of like the perfect time to catch up on building projects. And so I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to be doing some stuff in the house, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. Some more like kind of fun things that we're planning on, you know, just kind of updating the house a little bit and working with Matt again. I love working with Matt. He's awesome. And if you're newer to the channel, Matt is actually my husband, and we love to work on projects together. So if you ever want to go and check that out, we have some playlists for like the DIY chicken coop and the duck coop that we're building. That's pretty much ready to go. We just need to move it out. And so we kind of work on those projects together. So you get the whole dynamic. Most of the time in my videos, you'll just see me. But in some of those like building projects, you're going to see the both of us. And so those are kind of fun to share. And it's also just kind of nice to get to hang out with Matt and work together with him. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, so Elizabeth, you're talking about natural beekeeping. So I wanted to talk to Dr. Leo while we were there at the Ozarks Homesteading Expo. But again, I didn't get to too much. I did follow a little bit on how to actually catch a swarm. So I was kind of paying attention to that portion of it because it's something that I would kind of like to try next year just to see if I could do it. And so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But again, like I said, we're not quite ready to dive into beekeeping yet. So that's kind of on TBD right now. Yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah, Elizabeth, if you haven't checked out the Naked Gardeners, they're awesome. They're awesome folks. I think I might have talked about them last weekend down in Marshfield. They're good friends of mine, Tori and Sydney. Just amazing people. They're just awesome, and they know what they're doing. I mean, they're just great. If we ever have any questions about any like gardening, I know Tori just got into canning, so she's been canning like crazy. They also raise rabbits. They've got turkeys. They also have ducks, chickens. I know Sid wants to get goats. They're kind of still working through that because Tori's like, nope. But yeah, no, they're great. They're great folks. Yeah. Yeah, Elizabeth, Tori is one of the most supportive people in the community. I mean, the majority of them are too. It's just, yeah, she's really great. Again, I've just loved to get to know them, and I'm hoping that she's going to be my date here in December. So for something, I don't know if I'm spilling anything, Sid, but I think we're going to have we're going to have a ladies' weekend. Oh, thanks, Cecilia. I appreciate that. She says she's looking forward to building the bee boxes, and if we're going to do horizontal or vertical. I actually would like to do the horizontal. I want to do as much natural beekeeping as possible, and so that's one of the things. So I think one of the things I want to do is kind of what I've been thinking about since I got back from the expo is actually building my own swarm box. So so that might be something that I do, because I know we'll be sending those out in the spring. I believe that's when they go out. And then finding a spot where they would go. I think the hardest thing for me, and I talked to Cindy about Cindy from Pathways Homestead, we were talking about where the hive would be, because on two sides of our property, we've got, there's farmland. And so on either pieces of those plots, they're usually growing corn or soybean, and they do spray. And so thankfully we haven't had any issues with overspray or anything like that. So that's been good. We've been here almost 8 years and haven't had that problem. So that's really good. But now it's just trying to figure out where we would be able to put a hive or hives, plural, where there's not going to be an issue with spraying, and then also where it's not going to disturb Matt when he's mowing or when he's on the mower taking care of the property. So that's the one thing that's kind of keeping me from getting started now. Mainly Matt doesn't want him yet, and so I'm slowly working on him. Mimsy. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to shoot any video of that weekend when we hang out. So we'll see. Yeah. Michelle, I believe that's right? From Life Adventures in Keto. Goats are harder animal to raise. They can be, yeah. We're looking into it, but not while we're on this property. It might be something that we get later on when we move. But yeah, I mean, it is something that I've been wanting to do, mainly because I have a cow's milk allergy, so I can't drink cow's milk. And so I want to raise dairy goats, just so I could actually have some, milk. That's actually good, and it's not, that's a sustainable source. Yeah, I was reading something today about like the amount of water that goes into almond trees, into raising or growing almond trees, because usually I'll drink almond milk. And so it's absolutely ridiculous, like the amount of water that's required to grow a single almond tree compared to just a dairy cow. So goats would be my, what I would get, but again, we're not going to be doing that on this property. Yeah. No, Mimsy, we're not. That's one of those things. It's going to be a ladies' weekend, so no. Yeah. Oh, Teresa's on keto. Gotcha. Yeah. We're doing somewhat keto here, sort of. So my husband's been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It's been, I don't know, 5 months now, almost half the year. And so we've made some really big changes to our diet. And so a lot of it is kind of keto friendly diet. Some of it is, some of it isn't, but yeah, we're kind of following that plan right now. So really what we've done is basically eliminated all of the food that, all of the white foods. So no, we don't do any bread. Even sourdough, we don't do sourdough either because it has a high caloric content and he doesn't want that. We don't do white rice, no white potatoes. What else? We've cut out like added sugars. So we'll eat, we'll eat sugar that occurs naturally in food, but we don't do added sugars. So that's been kind of an interesting change. Although we've been eating that way for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. When we found out about his condition, we went ahead and make those changes. He's kind of just one of those guys that he is just going to cut things out cold turkey. He's not going to mess around. And, within that first month, it completely changed his numbers for the better. And so we've been seeing really good progress with that. And I feel better too. So it's been kind of nice. It is kind of a change, but we've kind of adjusted now. It's been several months now, so we're kind of used to it. But yeah. Jovita has a huge nopal in her front yard and it's covered with tunas. How do you eat the tunas? So you would cut them just like you do the nopales, but you wait until they're ripe. You have to wait until they're ripe. And so the fruit will also have the little needles on it. So you'll have to be careful with that too. And so I don't know if you watched that video that I shared of the nopales and the aloe drink. My dad kind of shows that process of how he harvests those things, the cactus, and so, or the nopales. And so you would do the same thing with the tunas. And so you just use a knife and actually just cut the skin off of the tuna. And the tunas inside are just absolutely delicious. They're one of my favorite fruits. I don't know. So when we're talking about tunas, I know it, for some of you that might not know, tunas are prickly pear. So in Spanish, they're called tunas, but prickly pear is the fruit that grows on top of cactus or nopal. And so they're actually loaded with all sorts of really great vitamins and minerals, and they're really, really great for diabetics as well as the cactus. The nopales are also really good. They are used as kind of like a to combat diabetic effects. And so my dad kind of eats nopales about 3 times a week. And then once the tunas are ready, they'll eat those too. I haven't had a good tuna in a long time, probably since I was in California, and that's been a long time. So I've seen them sold here in the grocery stores, but it's just not the same. Not the same. You've got to, cut them fresh. But yeah. Yeah. So Jovita, you said that it's so ripe that it looks like the juice is red wine. You can actually make wine from it. So I've heard that too. I've never done it. My family has never really canned or preserved any of that stuff. We always just eat them fresh, and we eat that until it's gone. And so we've never had enough to actually can or preserve. So, but yeah. Bye, Mimsy. I didn't get to say bye. Bye. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Elizabeth, the slow, steady eating changes can be hard. I appreciate that. Thank you. We kind of just did it cold turkey. It really was. When he got that diagnosis, he left the doctor's office and he ate a pizza and drank a Coke, and that was the last time that he did that. And so after that, he went on his diet, and I wanted to make it easier for him. So when I cook our meals, when we cook dinner, I always make sure that, he's eating what's best for him. And so that's what I eat too. And if the girls, want something, I'll definitely make accommodations for them. So they don't really like sweet potatoes. We absolutely love them, but the girls don't. So I'll always have potatoes for the girls. So, but yeah, but that's an easy modification I can make. That's, not additional work for me. So I can make that adjustment and it's not going to, bother us. But yeah, I am the main cook in the house. So I'm the one that kind of controls, what we're doing in the evenings. And I try, one of the things that I also try to do is because we both work full time, it's really a challenge, especially these days, for a lot of families to actually have meals at the table together. Of course, that's something that a lot of us grew up with. I know I grew up with that. And so that was one of my goals when we had kids, was to make sure that we sit down at the table about 4 days of the week. And so we sit down and have dinner together and talk and laugh and, all of that fun stuff. So we get to really connect with our kids and eat good meals. So yeah, that was really important for me. Let's see. Michelle says she's keeping symptoms away from her rheumatoid arthritis and low blood sugar problems and migraines. Yeah, so I actually have arthritis. It's not rheumatoid. Mine is more from wear and tear from playing competitive sports most of my life. So I found out when I was 30 that I had arthritis in my knees, both knees. And so obviously sugar and bread is not good for that. And so I kind of had to deal with that most of my, for most of the years after that diagnosis. And so being on this diet with Matt, just the last few months has been really, really good. I haven't had any like issues with inflammation lately. And then of course I dropped weight, which is also really good for your knees. So again, like it's all been changes for the positive. Yeah, I don't get to enjoy those donuts that people bring to the office sometimes, but you know what? It's kind of worth it to feel better. So, and you're eating, you know, one of my goals too is, you know, eat real food. So I cook from scratch probably 98% of the time. And I say that because sometimes we'll have something that's canned, but I don't cook from boxes at all. Let's see. Okay, Teresa says she loves prickly pear too. They have a huge one. Yeah. They are a pain to trim, but they really are good. If you ever get to try them, they're delicious. Man, they really are good. See, she has a machete. That's the best tool. My dad made his own knife for all of that stuff. It's in that video. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, yeah, Derek, I know it's the occasional one is okay, but so one of the things that we found that we're doing more of is being more intentional about the junk that we do eat. So I can enjoy a donut here and there, but it's one of those things like, do I want that donut or do I want to have dessert with my family at dinner that evening? And so like we had our anniversary back in August 1st. And I had won a gift card from work to this like really, really good steakhouse. And, you know, this is 4 months into like the changes that we've made into our diet. And so we were like, do I want like, you know, because at the office, they always have like these goodies. And so I was looking at all those goodies and thinking, do I want to eat those? Or do I want to enjoy a yummy dessert with my husband on our anniversary? And so that's what we ended up doing. We had a really delicious steak dinner with like asparagus that was covered in this yummy like sauce, hollandaise sauce. And we had potatoes, mashed potatoes. And then for dessert, we had a tiramisu. And so it was absolutely delicious. And of course, because we've been really good about our diet, we actually, you know, you could feel like the changes, you know, from having consumed the sugar and of course the extra carbs, but it was worth it. It's just one of those things that we've kind of adjusted, and now we're a little bit more intentional about the times that we do cheat on our diet. So, but yeah. And now we're at that point where I don't feel like I'm missing out on much, if that makes sense. So we've just made the changes and just kind of living our life. Yeah, so your dad always used a machete. Yeah, I think all Hispanics know how to use a machete. So you just kind of, yeah. And I think it's just because you get to use it everywhere. You know, growing up, we always had nopales. My parents' very first house, they had nopales growing in the backyard. And you're using that all the time. But yeah, it is a multifunctional tool. Yeah, you can cut branches, grass. Yeah, all those fun things. We actually have machetes. I actually have some right here. If you want me to show you, I actually have them in this cabinet right here. Which is kind of funny that you brought that up because I do have them right there. But yeah. That is too funny. Oh my goodness. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. We're about 42 minutes in. I'll stay on for a little bit longer if you guys want. We can chat a little bit longer. But yeah, no, this has been really, really cool. Sí, es una cosa cultural. Uh-huh. Yeah. So Javita just said it's just kind of a cultural thing. It's one of those things you kind of grow up, a tool that you grow up using, you know, as a Hispanic or in Latin America. It's just one of those tools. But yeah. Yeah, I have one of my coworkers actually runs a website with another friend of ours and former boss of mine, actually. And they sell machetes. And the large majority of their customer base is actually in Latin America, which totally makes sense. They were kind of surprised at first, but I told them, I'm like, no, actually, that makes total sense. Told them why. But yeah, no, I've got some right back here that I like to use occasionally. I have one that I usually pull out or have with me. I usually have a machete with me in the fall because I have friends, coworkers that give me all of their pumpkins, and so I use the machetes to cut open those pumpkins for them. So, Elizabeth, I didn't know that you spoke Spanish too. That's funny. Eres maestra de español. Okay. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that. So are you like, so do you homeschool? Is that where you teach your kids Spanish as part of their homeschool curriculum? Pues sí, sí, Jovita. Oh, Jovita, you would appreciate this. So I made birria yesterday for my coworkers. And had a little bit left over. So today I had a bowl for dinner. I had a bowl of birria with some onions and cilantro and just a pinch of lime. And I heated up a couple of tortillas. Oh my goodness, it was such a good dinner. It was delicious. But yesterday I made the birria for my coworkers. We have this big flat top grill at the office. And so every other Wednesday, we do kind of like a small group lunch. And we've been using the grill. And yesterday I made birria quesatacos. And it was absolutely, absolutely delicious. Pues hasta luego, Elizabeth. Buenas noches. But yeah. Oh, man, it was good. But I thought you would appreciate that, Jovita. Most people here don't know how to pronounce birria, so I just kind of explain it to them, break it down. But I understand that too, that the R's is kind of hard and the I's are kind of hard for non-native speakers. So, but yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm tired, guys. It has been a long week, and tomorrow starts kind of our busy weekend. So I hope everybody. What is everybody's plans for Labor Day? I know what ours are, but Jovita, are you guys doing anything cool for Labor Day? Hi, Patty. How's it going? Teresa. Oh. Yeah. I try not to do it too much. I try not to speak Spanish too much around people that don't understand it because I don't want them to get, to get uncomfortable or feel like we're talking about them, but we're not. See, yeah, I know. Birria does mean beer. It's kind of slang for beer. Oh, that's awesome, Teresa. That sounds great. Well, Patty, you're always welcome here if you want to come all the way from the Northwest. I'll cook for you. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, we've got a date with our chickens and then sleeping in a little bit. So that's all I know that we're doing. You probably hear the dogs. They're being silly. Oh, you're going to work, maybe grill some steaks in the evening. Yeah. Yeah. South Texas. So how far are you from the border? Del otro lado. That's cool. Yeah, get in that private jet. Patty. That's awesome. Yeah, again, I don't even know what we're doing on Monday. I know Matt's got a new niece. So we might be going to go see her finally. So he's really excited about meeting her. Looks like Michelle's going to Nashville. I'm going to Nashville next weekend. So I'm really excited about that. Teresa, you probably would be very excited to know. So I'm after the picnic, after breakfast Sunday, I'm actually driving down to Nashville to meet up with my new best friend. And I can say that because we kind of are now, because we chat all the time. My new best friend, Anne of all trades. How cool is that? Like, never in a million years did I think I would be, hanging out with Anne. But here we are. So I'm going to Nashville after the breakfast on Sunday, and going to go hang out with Anne. I'm actually going to cook her dinner because she is going to be working on her sessions for, I believe it's called the School of Traditional Skills. She's doing workshops with a bunch of folks like Justin Rhodes and a few others. And so she's putting together her talk for that. And so I'm kind of going to help her go over that a little bit and fine tune things. And also, like, I'm going to cook dinner for her so she can focus on that. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And she's going to put me to work too. So I'm kind of nervous about that too. Oh my goodness. That's going to be funny. You're 2.5 hours from Matamoros. Okay. I don't know where Matamoros is. Where is that? I'm going to have to look that up. But yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that, Teresa. Yeah, she's the best. But yeah, it's going to be fun. And I think, so I wanted to see her, one, to get an update too on the school that they're building. And then also just kind of get inspired as we go into the fall season for building projects. And so kind of run some ideas past her. And so it's just a lot easier to do that in person. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Patty, are you talking about Anne? Because she is one of the sweetest people I've met. So she really is. But I also got to meet Adam, and I got to meet her mom, and that was really cool. So I don't know if her mom is going to be there, if her mom is actually going to be there next weekend. I know Adam will be, but I don't know about her. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure where it was. See, I'm more familiar with the border cities on the California side. I don't know a lot of the Texas stuff. Like from El Paso, I know that, but not like anywhere after that. So east of that. So I'm not too familiar with any of that. And then I think Texas, I've only been like to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and Austin. Those are the two cities that I've been there. Although the next time that we go out to California, I've already talked to Matt and Sid and Tori. We'd like to actually stop and visit the Naked Gardeners when we go that way. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. Tijuana, yeah. See, Tijuana, that's where my abuela lived. Before she passed away, she lived in Tijuana. So my parents actually, both of my parents were born in Zacatecas, in the different little pueblos. But so I don't know, maybe early teenage years, they moved to Tijuana separately. They didn't actually know each other at that time, but they met in Tijuana. But the families were both from Zacatecas and then moved to Tijuana. And then that's where my mom and dad met. And so I know Tijuana very well. That's actually the birthplace of the queso taco, the birria queso taco. But very good street tacos there too. So I miss Tijuana. My parents don't go as much. So yeah. Yeah, Derek, I know where Laredo is, although I've never been. But yeah, most people do know where Laredo is. Yeah, I'm from Southern California, so I'm not I don't know Texas all that well. Hmm. Oh, your abuelo was from Guerrero. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Michelle. Thanks again for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see you next weekend. That'll be fun. It's going to be fun. I hope you bring your boots because we're going to be apparently doing some line dancing with Boots and Bounty. So, yeah. But yeah, let me, since we got a few minutes, give me a second. All right, I'm back. But since we were talking about them earlier, Jovita, just for you, lady. Check it out. So here's one of my machetes. Got that one. And then we also have this one. So we've got a couple. There we go. This one looks a little meaner though. But yeah, we do have, I was saying, we have machetes. And then Matt's actually been working on his forging stuff. So last weekend while I was at the Ozarks Homesteading Festival, he was in Ohio at a knife making workshop working on finishing knives. So it's grinding and handles and stuff like that. So he had a good time. He had a good time and then took 2 days off. So he was there, got home Sunday, and then he actually took off Monday and Tuesday and spent those 2 days in the forge. And so I was really happy for him to actually go and have some time to himself. Oh, thanks, Margie. How are you doing, by the way? I saw you pop in and didn't say hello, so hi. Yeah, I agree, Derek. So, sorry, our cat's saying hello. That was Nova. Yeah, this handle's a little nicer. That's the handle that you liked. And then this is the handle and then this is the blade, right, that you liked. Yeah, this blade's cool. Plus it's got this little like hook so you can cut rope, string, whatever. I still have my thing on it because I don't use it very much. I actually use the other one more. Or all the time. That's the one. The other one's the one that stays in my car in the fall for the pumpkins. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, this is the one I use to cut pumpkins for the chickens. So, but except this time I'm going to be able to have Matt sharpen it for me, or maybe learn myself. But yeah, I've got another cat that's wanting to say hello, so she might come into the screen here before too long. Or maybe not. No, she decided to stay. Yeah, the serrated edges are kind of cool. So I got those. I got these 2 blades for payment for some web work that I did for a friend. So sometimes you don't like actually exchange dollars. It's goods, so you're bartering, which is actually kind of cool. Definitely recommend that. So, well, hi Ronnie. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. The Hori Hori tool, yeah, I have that too. Although I have that downstairs. So, but that one's really cool. Very useful. Does yours have the inch markers on it too? The one that I have has the serrated edge, or has one serrated edge, one sharp edge, and then it has that little hook as well, so you can cut string. And then it also has measurements on it in inches, so that you can use it for planting. You can know really easily, like tell what depth you're in, which is really cool and really handy. I bought my Hori Hori from M.I. Gardner. Yeah. Yeah, the bare bones. Yeah, bare bones Hori Hori. That's the one. Yep. Yeah. I know there's a lot of them out there, but I just liked the one that Luke was selling on his site, so I bought that one. Plus, I Luke is actually largely instrumental in me learning how to actually grow food for the first time. So, because for the first like 3 years, I killed most of the food I was trying to grow, all of the plants. So, but I think I spent like a whole winter just binging Luke's videos. Luke is my gardener. And yeah, I spent a whole winter just binging his videos and finally was able to grow food. So, yeah. So I was more than happy to buy a hori hori knife from him and seeds. I still buy seeds from him. But yeah, now that's somebody I would love to meet someday. I'd love to meet him and his wife, Cindy. Just because, it'd just be nice to get to meet him and to thank him for sharing his knowledge. But yeah, he's just a cool guy. You're walking in late. Oh my goodness. Well, I appreciate you guys staying in. Like, this is the first time I've tried to use I've used StreamYard to run a live. And so this is kind of cool. Oh my gosh, it's Sid. Hey, Sid, my girl now who's down in Mississippi, living in the South. How is the South treating you? Goodness gracious. I'm going to have to come down and see you sometime. Man, Mississippi is definitely a lot different than California, that's for sure. Oh, man. I can have panel chats now. Yep, that's right, Patty. I will plan on doing that sometime in the future. I wanted to try this out and see how it goes, and see what I want to do from here. Maybe work on some more branded screens. That would be awesome. Oh, they were out shooting guns and flying drones. Hey, welcome to the South. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I do want to come down there sometime. Love that. I was just telling some folks I'm going down to Nashville next weekend. So far that's as south as I'm going this year, but maybe next year I can plan on it, because once we get through HOA, we're kind of taking a break from travel and kind of focusing on just like building projects here on the homestead. And then in January, I'll be planning out all of the trips for the year, so we can kind of coordinate, or Matt and I can coordinate those trips and figure out who's going where, because I know he's got some bladesmith and knife workshops that he wants to go to. So we have to coordinate all that, figure out like when we need the girls to come watch the animals for us, when we want to get our chickens to raise for meat. I'm assuming right now, so the plan is to get our Cornish crosses next, as soon as we can get them next year, so that we can have them done and put away for the year, and not worry about it till the next year. We've got some crazy things popping up. So my youngest daughter is going to turn 15 next year. And if you are Hispanic, you know that 15 is a big year for a young lady. So we are celebrating that with her, and doing a quinceañera. So we're going to be doing that here. And then also preparing to send our oldest daughter to study abroad in South Korea. So next year is going to be a crazy year. Oh. But Sid, man, it's so good to see you. I been excited for you to get out of California finally. A little stifling there, but not sure how the Mississippi summer is treating you. Could be a little hot and muggy. I did just watch your video, your latest video yesterday, I think. I watched it yesterday, but yeah. Yeah, quinceañeras. That's what you got to watch. Or what you got to do when your kids turn 15. Yeah. Let's see. I think it was the last video, right, Sid? Looking at your stuff right now. Look at this. See? Yeah, the video you posted yesterday. Yeah, I watched that. You like the weather? Oh, wow. Okay. I can't get used to the humidity. I just don't like it anymore. Not a fan of the humidity. Uh, Derek it is a lot of stuff for next year. It's going to be a crazy year. So we're trying to get a lot of stuff done this winter, and a lot of the animals raised, for food, at least. The Cornish cross is all done, uh, all done and harvested uh, earlier in the year. But yeah. Ronnie, yeah, for sure. We've actually been saving up for a few years for the quince, and we don't go too extravagant. We keep it kind of low key for, at least compared to other quinces. So yeah. Yeah, we didn't do padrinos with our oldest daughter, but it is something we might do. We might do for the next one. So for Carmen's next year, yeah. You know what's funny, Sid? That's not a bad idea, but the funny thing is, we're actually we already talked to a guy. We're gonna have a taquero come, a taco guy, and he's gonna make al pastor. So he's got like the spit and everything. So he's gonna be doing authentic al pastor tacos for her quinceañera. So we're kind of excited about that. Yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, they have a little taco shop where my oldest daughter actually works, and so they have really good food there, really good tacos. When my parents were here visiting, I think we went there 3 times in 1 week with my family, and they loved it. So so we were like, hey, why don't they cater? So we talked to them about doing our daughter's quinceañera, and they were like, yes, we'll do that. So so we're really excited about that. That's going to be really good. So right now we're just trying to figure out, we've got to get a date, but we've got to also figure out when our oldest daughter is supposed to be going to South Korea, so we can figure out all of the scheduling. So we won't know for a little while, like when they're doing all of that. So that's the unfortunate thing. We're kind of on hold for that. Sid. Yeah. Well, Sid, you can come here anytime and I'll make you tacos. Although you probably have access to tacos. You're in Texas. Probably have some good ones. Compadres y comadres. Yeah, yum yum tacos al pastor. That's one of my favorite. Those are actually my favorite tacos. Tacos al pastor. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Yeah. Oh man, we are 5 minutes over. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and head out, get ready to do some of my evening chores, and put up all the animals and all that fun stuff. But yeah, again, thanks again for coming to hang out with me, and have a great Thursday. Thanks, Sydney. It was good to see you too. All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. Adios.